Okay, I think this thing is on. Well, that was loud. It's louder than I thought it would be. Anyway, ayo everybody, I'm Braxton Wise, and this is Third Coffee Studio. Maybe I should have like an echo to make that more hardcore. I need something that does that. What does... Is it like software that does that? I don't know. But we need to think about it. I gotta get my people on that. Okay, so we're working on this overlay. It's gonna be an overlay for the stream. I still don't know how this is gonna work. Is this on? Why am I turning this thing off? It doesn't really need to be turned off. Alright, it's fine. So, here we are. Uncomfortable silence follows. Third coffee. What's up, woo woo? I hope you're having a good day. Here you go. This is what I want. Here's our reference for what will be in the foreground. Right? Yeah. Over yeah. And I'm gonna move my frog over. Let's see, where's my thing for that? Where's frog? Where is frog? Okay, there he is. So let's move him over. He's quite far over. It's hard to even see this. Let's turn off studio mode so I can see a bigger version of it. It's really not a bigger version. There we go, a little bit better. Can I do this with arrow keys? No, I cannot, apparently. Arrow keys, arrow keys, arrow keys. Give arrow keys for frog. And I'm going to have a meltdown now. There. Meltdown averted. That was a close one. I sit him right there. Nobody needs a color wheel, right? Studio mode. Okay. I think we're good to go. Except I now have to plug in my tablet. Which part of this we want? I kind of want the whole scene of this. So this is what we were, this is sort of what I was using for reference with this background part, which we will render eventually. There, make this a little bit larger in my other monitor. Okay. Now, what I intend to do is make him part of my PNG model. So he'll sit in the corner, and he'll sit where my current frog is, right about, yeah. Right? Yeah. Something about here. And he'll be flying his sleigh. I'll be flying my sleigh. And because I'll be Frog Santa. And I'll do like an animation. I'm just gonna use the basic one I'm using for this one. I do have another another PNG model app that has multiple pieces that move around. I don't know, can't fathom all the stuff that it does, so I don't really mess with it. This one that I'm using is much simpler, and there is it's only like 4 frames, I think. That's all we need. So it's very simple. It's like mouth open, mouth closed, eyes open, eyes closed. So I should be able to animate that. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to do the process, though, like what the workflow is going to be. I want to draw it here with everything, so it's designed with everything in mind. But I also need to export him out and change his animation, like crop him out and put him into a separate thing. Don't I? Right. Because while I could animate him here, that's not going to go into an animation here isn't going to plug straight into my in my app. Crap. So then what do we do? First, let me bring everything down here while I'm trying to think. Get my head together. You know, we can just turn these off and leave the master sketch on. No, that's just that part. There, that's a little bit better. I don't know. I feel like maybe I should work on him separate. What will happen is we're going to do the sleigh, and then I will superimpose him on top of the sleigh, and I'll line up the window just like I lined up my frog today and moved him. I'll move the Santa frog in place to superimpose on top of the sleigh layer. And that will have to be its own thing because I'll have to import those as their own separate pictures. So I could just export them and then crop them and put them in there. That way I would be able to work on them in Clip Studio and within the whole thing, like all together instead of in a separate project. That way I get keep an idea, like maintain an idea of the overall look of everything, instead of just making guesses as to how it's going to look when I combine them later. Because I can shut everything off here and then just export this layer and then just crop out that face, you know, after the export, which is an extra complication, but I think it's easier than doing it the other way around. Because I still like the idea of doing this here with everything else. I don't know. Maybe there's not enough room though. Alright, so if I do this, let's grab, let's just make a layer. I have a foreground. Oh, okay. I do have a color foreground too. So we'll do foreground sketch. And what? Let's give this a color. Let's give these colors. What was I doing before? We'll say purple. Of course, when I do one, I have to do them all now. So actually, we don't have to do that. I can just represent like the basic folders with the same colors, just so I don't have to look over and visually parse out where these folders are. Okay. Purple will be something that's being worked on. Green is no. We use red for stuff I want to remind myself not to paint on. Like, well, we don't really need a master sketch. But I do want to be sure not to confuse it with anything else, but all I have to do is just lock that. There. I can still turn off and on. Good. Alright, let's do a little test, because I actually have to do this. I might have to do this. I don't want to do this. Woo-woo, don't make me do this. I'm positioning, I'm politically positioning right now so that I have a scapegoat. I'm sorry, it's how the world is right now. It's making me a political strategist. Alright. So just a simple sketch there. Let's turn off the well, I want to stay in this zone. So what if we just start off with the sleigh first? We'll try to do, I don't know, is it 2560 by 1440? Like, really, how far can we go in and get some? We'll just grab a color that's easier to see. Okay, if we zoom in, how far can I go? How much detail can I get before we start losing detail? Before we start sort of encrapifying the quality? Because I think I can get down there. Get down into here. How far are we down? 3.8? If I can get down to a 3, that's normally what I sketch in. I mean, he'll scale down later, but I want to be able to put some detail in him, and he's going to be about as big as these. You know, he's going to be sitting here. Santa Frog. hold the reins, hat, and then the features would be, you know, like about that big for the eyes, mouth. I think that's just the limit of where we could go. I think I can get pretty tight. That's tough getting down in there though. Is that visible though? It's looking scratchy and pixely. I don't know. If I don't like it, I can export it and then trace it off and do a more high-res version of it. Right, like import that into another project and we'll be good to go. Also, let's get rid of all this junk. I feel like I have morning voice right now. Like morning just got out of bed voice. So we have our plan. So this is about where I want us to be. These do need to be exported as separate layers. And I'll do something other than blue. I'll just keep with this pink. Something like that. And you know what? Let's try the sleigh first, like to render the sleigh. And then put him on top of it. Would it be better to keep this lower on screen? I'm still trying to visualize where he's gonna be. Like, you know, I should have exported this and then put it into OBS and done like a trial run of it. We could still do that, but I hate fiddling with settings and things in the middle of streams. I might think about that. So let's map him out. Oh, turn that on. How big is he gonna be? Well, it doesn't matter. We'll just do the sketch and then I'll just enlarge him. I don't have to make these decisions right now. Oof. Easy, cowboy. And let's bring down the... Yeah, we'll bring down this sketch so it's still there. But it's not like visually competing at the moment, and I think I'll do that with the master sketch just for a second. This one's okay, there we go. Okay, apologies for my slowness with layers, but I really have to concentrate when working with layers. I'm just gonna ruin my day. It's better to work slower. I lose more time, I think, trying to work fast with layers. They just confound me too much. Sometimes it's necessary. In this case, I really can't get away with my normal one, like, single layer shenanigans. And this should be way back here. Also, let's harden up on that eraser a touch. In fact, let's just go middle of the road with it. Also, I'm curious to know if the volumes have improved. If not, I can always change it. I think I kind of have it now. But then I tend to mumble more the louder the volumes get. I don't know if that has anything to do with the volumes, though. Because I can change my headphone volume at any time. Like, I can turn my headphone volume way down so it just fools me into thinking I'm too quiet, and then I'll talk louder. I'll turn my volumes up. I can do that. I just need to find like a standard so that I can have something better to compare against in the future. Then I won't have to ask so often. It's good, okay, but it's an improvement. That's really what I'm thinking of, because it was good for you before too. Just making sure it's improved to a point where you don't really have to make adjustments over watching anyone else. This comes up here. Okay, this is the... You don't? Okay, good. That's exactly what I want, because now I know what that looks like on my settings. So then I have less guesswork now. I have like a new standard. The thing is, I had set my standard to what people before had said from a long time ago. So since it didn't get changed, I kind of kept my standard where it was. So I can't really hear what you hear, but I can set up my stuff so that I hear what you hear. I just need enough where I can set up another standard to sort of gauge everything off of. His eyes come up over this thing. And I like that too. It's like the hat is sort of pushed up over. I'm kind of liking this for a sketching color. It's just like a mauve. I could say it in the douchey. You can say it the douchey way or the regular way. Mauve or mauve? But which way is which? Tell me in the comments below. All right. Man, I need to go to the store today. I just don't like going to the store. But yet, I make myself go because I have to drive my car. You don't want them to sit for very long. It's not good for the battery. I'm trying to make a deal with myself where if I just order groceries, but then drive around a little bit to compensate for not going into the store. It's like I don't know. Well, it's crazy, first of all, but also it's just sort of in my mind, it's like making a deal with myself. He's not going to fit in that sleigh. Also, why can't Santa be a frog? What if Santa really was a frog? What if the real Santa, the original Santa, was a frog? Just thinking out loud. It goes this way. That's going in the wrong direction. I should not be doing that. I shouldn't be changing that angle while I'm trying to figure out the shape of something. He's got that kind of like a Fraggle face. I'm gonna be careful. It's gonna look like a duck bill in a second here. There we go. Oh, you know what? Eggs went down. Like, cheap enough where I will actually buy them again. Yeah, I might splurge and buy me some eggs. But then I'd have to go into the store. Yeah. Don't ever buy eggs with the grocery delivery, because man, those dudes will just like grab whatever's at the top of the pile and just put it in the basket. They don't look, they don't check like you would. And you know how you do. You know how you're supposed to do. You don't just grab eggs and walk out the store with them. You check, you open the box, you look at them. Make sure you don't have any cracked eggs. So, you know. I have to go in and buy them if I'm going to get them. Which sucks because I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the store today. Part of me is thinking that I should just try anyway and hope they come in not broken. But I can't do that. I did that before when eggs were starting to get expensive. Of course, I never paid, that $6 a dozen or whatever they were going for later. But because I just adjusted my recipes to not need eggs. Now it's more of a luxury. It's not a necessity anymore because I just worked my way around it. But I still... I don't know how I'm not making that mouth look better. Okay. Anyway, what was I talking about? Eggs. Right, but they were getting up there. They were getting up there, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll be buying more eggs soon. And I was so mad that that I got like 2 dozen, and I'm wanting to say like 3 of them were broken in one box and 2 of them were broken in the other box. So out of 2 dozen eggs, I was missing like 5. And I was like, nope, never again am I gonna trust the pickers at the store to get to actually check. That's just a pipe dream. You are fooling yourself if you don't believe it. Oh, what am I doing? Don't do that. Crazy, Braxton. I was using the wrong slider there. All right. Let's embiggen that. At least now we have the beard part. I don't know why the conversation got really weird yesterday. It was all about the beard. Yeah, that's better. Come out further. Like here. I don't think we have enough room for him. Let's stretch him out a little bit. Let's move him over first of all. Let's make sure our stuff is hooked up today. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so this is the size he's gonna be when we're over here. Right. Alright, so the top of my frog is here. That makes him a bit large. Maybe about to here, and then we move here with the reindeer. I'll be up here. I feel like if as long as I'm careful to make these modular, then I can move them around and adjust them later. That's the hope. So I don't know. We'll just go big and then we'll reduce it down or something. Darn, I really don't want to do that though. If I kept him here at this size, big is he compared to my... Because I think this is about the size everything will be when it's blown up. Like that would go up about there. Maybe like that. So he might be... Decisions. We'll just keep him like this, I think. For now. He'll be on his own layer. I can mess with it later. And if I have to, I'll just trace off the sketch and do another one on a separate piece. Alright, so then he has to be up here. And he'd be roughly about here. I'm just drawing right in here. This is about the only part that really needs to be focused anyway, so we could even encroach quite a bit onto the edges. So then this sleigh comes back here, and we need enough room for him to do that. Is that enough time? There's enough room for toys. Okay. I'm nervous about that. I really want that to be a much larger zone. Coffee jug. I'm out of cream, unfortunately. Let's make my coffee feel a bit off. Which is a terrible thing. Give it a little bit of a wave. Give it some personality, some, I don't know. What do you call it? Character. His back. His bag sits like yay. Piles of stuff. It's not a very good pile, right? Braxton, you need to work on your pileage. Is that a skill that you can learn? Like, can one learn to pile? I do like a little race car. Or a shopping cart. Or baby carriage. See, it's all like literally, this proves that race cars are baby carriages. It's almost the exact same thing, except with an engine. I think I've already scientifically shown that today. YouTube, I'll be waiting for my check in the mail. We don't really have enough room to draw this as well as I would like. Unfortunately. What's up, Servo? Servo. Welcome. We're putting in darn it. Okay, there we go. We're putting in the I don't know why I had to hiss. Did I hiss? I just hissed at my software. So I am working on this, and he's gonna be me. He's gonna be in place of my frog right now. So just imagine him and this little mouth opening and closing like this one here. So it's, yeah, this one down here. If you know what I mean. There's like a thumb thing. There. One hand done. Oh yeah. We're feeling cringy today. Prepare for cringe. I think that's the belly. This is, well, no. This is a little too much, I think, for the stomach. Oh,
Servo 1K asked me, if everyone is asleep and Santa farts if no one is awake to hear it, does it still make a sound? Well, if Santa lets one rip while everyone's snoozing, it might not wake anyone, but it still totally makes a sound. It's like a sneaky under-the-radar operation. The real question is if the reindeer notice and have a little giggle.
Really? Okay, it's not bad. Wow. I don't know, I'm fussing with this thing so hard. Darn it, Braxton Wise. You stop messing this thing up right now, or I will kill you. Once for every time you mess this thing up. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Better. Honestly, he should wear a muumuu. I bet you he does. I bet you he's rocking a muumuu at home. Okay, that's the white bit. The fleece. I imagine that's what that is. Right? Fleece. Oh, there's gonna be the sleigh. And this needs to be wider. Getting this thing in perspective is going to be a little bit rough. And this one doesn't have any, like, shape to it, the other one. I guess maybe. They're just very rounded. You know, frog hands are very non-distinct. It's an art form. You have to be one with the frog. You have to understand the frog. You're like, what does he use his hands for? You have to know these things. It shouldn't be that way. Go the other way, Braxton. Okay. Man, I am tired today. I did not get much sleep last night. It wasn't like a bad night, it just like 5 hours. It's not awful, but my dog wanted up, so we get up. I need to stop trying to draw curves at first. I'm much better when I draw straighter lines. My shapes come out better. Okay, I think that's looking good. I think we're doing all right. All right. I'll make that tighter. How much should that be? No, it's too much. I feel like this was too low. I don't want it to be right underneath there, but Mr. Player, welcome in. The infinitely wise 100 player, ladies and gentlemen. Were you here when we made the plan? I can go over it. So you know what we're doing. Well, lay it on me. What plan? Okay, well, the plan for this. Here, this is what we're doing. Okay, here we go. So what we're doing is we're making an overlay for the stream. And the garland up here, the wreath up here with the ornaments will be up here in the corner covering this area. And then the Santa that I'm working on is going to be in the lower left where my frog is. And I'm going to animate him. He'll be talking instead of my current frog, and he'll be flying his sleigh and his little frog deer. Okay, there's gonna be a frog. There's gonna be frog deer like that, and then we're gonna have Christmas presents over here and ornaments on this tree up in the foreground. And we're gonna put names on the stockings, and we're gonna put names on the presents. We'll put gifts. Yes, perfectly ordinary frog deer, yeah. And we'll put like the names of our regulars on gift tags on our boxes here, and I'll show you here. We have this. This is the actual sketched plan. This is just in zones that I'm working on so that I can put this together in OBS later. Because this middle layer that has this scene here with Santa and the little children frogs. This is like a play on the Norman Rockwell painting, where there's two children like off in the corner in the darkness watching Santa put presents under the tree. So I'm doing like that version, but I'm doing a frog version. Yeah, but not like his painting. I'm just doing like the concept of it. And this middle part, Norman Frogwell, that's right. Or Hopwell. Frogman Hopwell. I don't know. So, this middle panel will fade out. Here. Like that. So, the middle panel is assembled in OBS on its own, and when we go live, you know, we have like the starting screen. Well, this will be the starting screen and the overlay all in one. And then the middle part, being the starting screen, will fade out, and then I'll be here drawing in the middle with the tree, the presents, my PNG model, and the little, I'm going to try to draw like a little town below him right there, and we'll just have this area here to draw in. So I'm trying to get this overlay part here done soon, so we can just use this while I draw the rest of it. Man, I just had my last swallow of coffee. It's disappointing. The last swallow is a disappointing swallow, because it reminds me I need to make another cup. Second coffee time. I don't have any cream for my coffee. This is why I need to get groceries, but I don't want to go to the store. Again, I'm trying to make a deal with myself. I'll drive around a little bit to make up for not going to the store. Also, I just re-upped on my Walmart Plus. That's like $100. I just re-up on Walmart Plus, and yet I don't have delivery? Like, come on. What am I paying for that then? I mean, why am I paying that then? I have an obligation to get groceries delivered now. You know? I'd be wasting money then. You got excited. Speaking of what? Oh, you had caps on. Oh, also there's another plan of me possibly moving to Sweden in the whenever I can future. That's another plan. I don't know if we were here for that plan. Did I make any other plans? No. Like plans for nuclear war? No, I put those on hold until like 2027. Sweden hype, that's right. Antiseptic stock a day.
I have a full Prime account now.
What? Awesome. And thank you very much, Mr. Player. I think it just cut you off. Did my bot cut you off? I'm sorry about that. Thank you very much for the resub. Also, thank you for the ban, woo woo. So this is what we're doing. Oh, also, 100, did you see the finished, did you see the finished, Halloween piece that we did? I think you were here for that. Where's my... Do we need this on anymore? Maybe not. Well, this needs to get moved up, though. because I'm taking up too much space. I was just gonna draw like to a comfortable size and then squeeze it down later or move it. So I wasn't really trying to get it to fit. That's you. Sweden hype. Oh, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm slow every day. Welcome to my world. We are older gentlemen, we are allowed. If you're in Sweden, I could get to in like 3 hours instead of 10. Look, really, it would be much cheaper too. No matter what it is, air travel in that out from Europe or the EU to here would be way more than from here to there. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a ripoff to me, but you know. Yeah. So travel is much cheaper out there. And you know, the cool thing about having EU and UK friends, they get a lot of mandatory vacation time or government mandated vacation time, and they like to use it. So it's possible that you could get a visit, especially if you live somewhere accessible. That sounds neat. Damn, 2 hours though. I'll send you a ticket to compensate. It'd be fun. You get to take a vacation. And the thing is, you could come out and, like, if I had like a guest room or something, you could come out and just stay there and vacation in Sweden and do whatever you wanted there, see all the places and just have somewhere to stay. Like, better than a hotel. Cheaper because it would be free. And I wouldn't be third wheeling either, you know. Like, if you're out here for a vacation, awesome. Go off and do whatever you want during the day, then come back and we can hang out, have dinner when you come back to chill at the end of the day. Like a bed and breakfast. Except Braxton is there. Except Braxton runs the bed and breakfast. Braxcon. It'd be neat, like, maybe, you know, maybe have more European friends want to come out. Brax and Brex. feel like I'm not getting the shaping right on this. Of course, the drawing doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to get the main shapes down. This is all going to go away once I start painting. Well, I think I went way too far on that. Brex. Okay, I've never heard of that. I'm glad an explanation followed because my brain was just struggling. I was like, is that a British thing? Like chuffed or something, you know? I'm super Brex to be here today. Fraxy at the Brexy. There you go. That's what we'd call it. You didn't think I knew Chuff, did you? That's right. That's why you're laughing. You're like, oh, I didn't know he knew that was one of our secret ones. It's the ones we don't say in front of Americans. Yeah, well, several years of being at being on GOG. Listening to Britishisms. Man, why am I overworking this thing? I know it was Ananda. That was like the first thing she said after getting into the thing. Oh wait,
Homotealysus asked me, please sing a few lines from the song Jingle Bell Rock. Whoa, that was too unhinged.
What's up, Homotealysus? Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. That's it. That's all I know. We're working on an overlay, Christmas overlay, for the stream. This is gonna be, I'm gonna animate this one instead of my current animated frog over here. So he's gonna take the place of that one. Also, we got the garland, or the wreath here, everything. How it's unhinged, I have no clue. The Krusty Krab one isn't as good. It's the SpongeBob ones are much better. SpongeBob AI is, it kind of knocks it out of the park sometimes. Okay, and we have a middle scene that we're working on too. I've just sort of filled in, I've just sort of blocked in the color, which we haven't really rendered yet. And this will fade away. So when I start to stream, this middle panel will fade out like that, and then my talking frog here, I know my frog model and its frog deer, and the Christmas tree with the presents on the floor, and this will be here, and That'll be the frame. That'll be the overlay itself. Thank you. I appreciate that on both statements. This is the actual the rough sketch that I did of the planning. If you can make visual sense out of this, that's kind of what's happening. I've divided into zones here so I could keep track of what I need to do and separate out the layers, because it'll have to be exported in pieces, I think, and then reassembled in OBS, I think. The goal is to eventually create an animated GIF layer that flickers off and on for lights. I'll just do little lights instead of, I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out. Like Christmas tree lights here, and then the fireplace in the back would also have a flickering fire in it. But that would be a separate GIF, I think. I think I can do it just as an animated, just a giant animated GIF. I don't think they have like a limit, do they? I don't know. I think I can do that though. I don't know. It might involve more stuff than I think it does. So far though, I haven't really found software that does that. And I kind of don't want to bother with finding software. I sort of just want to run with the idea. I think it would work. Let's shade him out slightly. Even though this is just a sketch, this will all get obliterated later. Alright. That kind of helps me, actually. His sleigh. I'm still not sure how I'm going to export him. He needs to sit in on top of the sleigh, but the face might be the only thing I need to pull out if I'm animating. So what I need to do is have 4 frames for him. And just like my current model has mouth open, mouth closed, eyes open, eyes closed. So that way it can talk and blink. And that's all it really needs. But those have to go into a separate thing. So I'm thinking to do this and crop it out. And then overlay them onto this. You know what? It's probably better to draw the head like it is. Draw him whole. And like, what if it doesn't work, right? What if it doesn't work or it looks stupid? So I can at least turn it off or not use it and still have an entire Santa. So if it doesn't work, we still have a fully completed Santa. So what I will do is, instead of drawing him separate or drawing him headless and drawing his head separate and overlaying that, we'll just overlay the head on top of the head itself. And we'll do a separate layer. So I'll do a separate layer for the head just in case. And I'll trace it off exactly and then draw the animations to fit that. Then we'll load those up, and I can just use one of these to click off the head layer and superimpose the other one. But it's a good idea to have that there as a backup. If we draw him completely headless right now, then we really are screwed if anything goes wrong. We don't have like a backup. Talking and blinking is life. Look, I can't imagine not being able to do either, let alone both. You only manage one. Hopefully it's blinking. Blinking is bad on your eyes if you don't. If you don't.
Servo
do it.
1K asked me if Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, and Jason Statham were in a live-action SpongeBob movie, who would play who as Patrick? See, Vin Diesel as Patrick would bring that rock-solid loyalty and a bit of clueless charm. Dwayne Johnson as SpongeBob would definitely deliver those good vibes and optimistic energy. And Jason Statham as Squidward, with his dry wit and no-nonsense attitude, he'd nail that grumpy but lovable neighbor role. What a lineup.
Wow, okay. Just talking and never blinking, I just can't imagine. That can't be good. I hear that lack of blinking is bad for your eyes. That's what I had tried to say before. Hopefully the redo counted in my favor. Like a swan shape? Yeah, kind of like that. Man, this is gonna leave me very little room for the rails. Jason Statham as Squidward. I'd like to see that at least. I'm curious. So we have these going in the absolute wrongest direction possible. Also, any children who are watching, don't use the word wrongest. Children will laugh at you. Don't go repeating that stuff. Your teacher's gonna report you to the principal for being stupid. That's what happens when you repeat things that Braxton White says. People just think you're an idiot. And rightly so. The wrongest made-up word I've ever used. Wrongest. You have to hit the G on that one. You can't just say wrongest. It just sort of loses something. Like, learned. You can't say learned. Learned. You gotta really lay into it. Y'all know what I mean. Oh, I missed the not part. I missed the not the wrongest part. I thought it was wrongest. I missed a key ingredient of what made that funny. And then I sat here and explained it. Which is literally death to anything even slightly humorous. There we go. Also, I don't know the reason for the tangent. It's just more of a... I had nothing better to say. I felt I was being too quiet. So I chose crazy. Crazy Thoughts by Braxton Wise. I think that's looking good. I'm liking the shape here. We'll do a thinner edging here. It's pretty wide in here. I think there's enough room to just paint in. This edge binding, whatever they call that stuff. Thinking of it like a binding like on a guitar. Fret binding. Whoa, what was that? Alright, alright. Take it easy. Well, the back of it wouldn't, would it? I don't know, I guess it does. This is even a real sleigh. Do they use sleighs like this? Or did we all just make this up? Something like that. No. This way. It comes across in front of it. There. Sort of. At least I know what I mean. I know what I want here. The sketch won't matter. Sleighs exist in the world of yeah, that's what I'm asking. Really? Yeah. Like this kind of sleigh. Is that even real? Silly Braxton, of course they're real. And then this has to be up higher, like this. And then this has to be here. Like this. Boot. Right there. What? Santa butt. There we go. I need to dig that out because I'm going to put in a boot. Right there. There. Oh, better. Right, it's getting somewhere. I just thought of it as Santa only, but I guess it had to be from somewhere. That's what I'm wondering. I think I have seen stuff like that in the past. Like big ornamental sleighs and stuff. I don't know. I feel like it's just difficult on the horses. Like, why make them pull all that crap? Right. Oh, here's the hard part. Get ready. This needs to be closer. There, like that. Also, I want to put it out there that I hate my neighbors. I can hear their stupid kids screaming right now. Just throwing that out there. Oh man, is there there's a sale. Okay. I think I do need to go to the store because there's a meat sale at another store today. I have a gift card too that I need to use up. At least I think it is. I hope I didn't miss it. I don't eat a lot, so I don't really pay attention to meat sales these days. My upstairs neighbors have all night lead boot tap dance furniture building contest. They do. Oh my god. What is wrong with people, man? Of course I won't live in an apartment. I just can't. I don't want to cause anyone else any noise, but I also don't want anyone causing me some noise. Wow, abrupt music change. What is wrong with this sleigh? Maybe it'll get better when we start to paint it. You know? I'm having such a hard time with the direction that those runners are going in. I keep wanting to turn this around, but then I get confused when I turn it upside down. Sort of a vicious cycle. See if we can brute force a shape here. Swedish apartment. Me? No, I'm gonna I will I'll buy a house. Like long before I move there. Which would be neat. I could travel out there and say, oh, I have a vacation home in Sweden, and sound like I'm rich. That sounds uppity, doesn't it? I apologize for my uppityness. We're gonna have to do a couple of different colors on this to show that it has some thickness. You see, it's just hard to draw that in by hand with all these lines. So we're just gonna make it a little bit scrubby on that thick side, because that's where this extra thickness is gonna be. Well, if you draw straighter, Braxton. It'll look better once we paint it. Hopefully. Mr. Wise, where do you prefer to winter? in my Swedish villa. What even is a villa? Like, how do you know a villa from anything else? I don't even know what these things are. It's just, that's how you know. When the housing is too expensive for you, you know, or when you don't know what it is, it's too expensive for you. If you don't know what a villa is, you got no business buying one. That's basically me. I'm that guy. Okay. Again, I really don't. I need to stop myself. I'm really reminding myself here. I don't need to do these perfectly with the drawing because I'm just gonna mash in paint. None of this will matter. But I'm just intent on making this absolutely the ugliest drawing on the planet right now. Worst sketch ever. Man, I don't want to go to the store. I don't want to go to the store. I don't want to go to the store. I swear I'm going to have a tantrum right now. My friend calls her huge house the cottage for the cottage. What do we think? Does that look okay to everybody? Does that get approval? Huh? Does that meet with your aesthetic? Wow, these rails just look like total dog crap. I really need to stop working on them. It's depressing looking at these things. Braxton, you're awful. Stop drawing things like this. Okay. Literally the grandest frog sleigh I've ever seen, Mr. Wise. Well, thank you. I guess we'll do some fills and start to render him out. That's my thespian accent. My old-timey stage actor voice. Am I getting to the head on a new layer? Yes. Santa. Or we could just pick this. Remember to erase. Oof. There. Eh? Alright. One of these days, I'm gonna just do like this really, really fine, detailed line drawing, and then just mash in some color like that, and just leave it like that. Just go ultra lazy, super artsy. Huh? Huh? I like that idea. Doing a yellow green. Yeah, we want it like a warmer green. This will get covered by toys. Lucidius! Well, come in, what's up? We were just talking about you. We weren't. I'm making that up. It's good to see you. Are you feeling better? I know you were under the weather. Okay, good. That's good to hear. That was kind of scary. You were like, things were getting worse. I'm like, that's a bad sign. There's one thing I know, a very dangerous thing I know that seems to get worse. Like, progress slowly, worser and worser. And I was hoping you didn't have that. You got the ick at the show. Alright. The ick. Yeah, I remember my parents used to say that. The ick. Just catching a bug. I don't like this color anymore. I've already decided. It does need to be a cool green. I get paranoid being around other people now. Just, I don't want to get sick. Who knows, you know? A bunch of under-vaccinated lab test monkeys running around. Really don't want to touch any of them. You know? Like, that's a bad, bad idea. Especially if one bites you or scratches you. Holy crap. Like, you should go get instant antibiotics. Okay, this just needs to stay empty because I'm going to do I'm going to do toys in here. I should put a dark background in it though, right? I guess. Because then when we do the colors, we do need some kind of a fill. And then we'll paint on top of that. It's easy enough. I will give him gloves. Santa wears giant red mittens anyway, right? Oh man, speaking of that, I've got these like mittens that you know, for like arthritis and stuff. They have like rice in these packs. The mittens, they have these sort of like a pocket in it, in the palm, and you put these sort of rice filled, I guess they have rice or some kind of husks or something in there, and you put that in the microwave for a couple minutes, and then you put them in there, and you can just put those on your hands, like warm your hands and stuff. They're amazing. If you're old. You get those achy arthritis hands. The only problem is I would love to just keep just wear them like that all the time. You just have to keep going back to the microwave though. I need to dig those out dig them out of storage. It's rice glove time. We'll make them green. You know what? We'll make them green hands, but we'll make them green mittens. Yeah. Yeah. Rice gloves, yep. Man, my old hands just do not like doing all this stuff. Like all the music and things I do these days. My hands are like, could you just please stop? Eventually. And then I say never. I will do it until I die. Sometimes I just turn on a faucet and just stick my hands under hot water. Never get old, kids. You do the same thing? Man. I literally just sit there craving the gloves. When it gets real cold, my hands are just aching throughout the winter. I'm like, oh, it'll be so good when I can grab them gloves. Being 300 years old is a party every day. trying your best not to get old. Well, yeah, we can at least be the, the underdeveloped, mentally underdeveloped children that we are, and remain that way. I'm fine with that. It's just I'm a child in an old man's body, basically. This belt buckle needs some gold. It'll get retouched though. Hands are important. All my favorite stuff I need hands for. What's up, Zooey's gun? Zooey got first. There we go. Is that the color I had for them? Okay. That's too much. It's too much. Oh, did I not do that on the headlight? I did not. Damn it, Braxton. Damn it, Braxton Wise. Fine. We'll redo it. Wow. Wow. What's up, Zuizy? This is part of the overlay. Should we do that? Should it be all one thing? Well, he does need to hold it. Well, it'd be on the other layer, though. Right, either way it's fine. Just get the beard on that layer. This is gonna get animated. His face, at least. His face will be my, you know, my current frog that's talking. My PNG frog. He'll be the new PNG frog. And then we'll have one for next year, so, you know. We'll be able to reuse it, repurpose it, recycle it. I'll grab that and get back in here. Kind of blend them a bit here, where the beard meets the skin. To show the transition. Oh, I'm picking out some dark stuff accidentally. Ugh, get out of here. Go away. Out, out, out. Accidentally picking up some of this nasty purple color I was drawn with. Wow. Just wow. I tend to do that. Why do I do the wow thing a lot? I think it was a joy thing. I used to do that with joy, and I guess I just never got over it. That was the thing we used to do. But it works. It's a classic. I'm very excited. We will be able to start rendering tomorrow. We've got enough render material. Okay, get a little bit of tongue color in there. Eh. We'll grab some of that darkness. Okay, that'll do for now. Head. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. It's very white. Hey Strider. Welcome in. I think we got it for the day. Rendering, we have, well, let's quickly map out the sleigh colors, and we have the head on a separate layer which will be animated. He'll just talk. He'll be in place of my current frog over over here, and he'll be talking, hopefully, from his sleigh, and we'll draw up his little frog deer. And I think that's going to be tomorrow. Let me quickly toss in some color. Is just all one? No, there's a Santa one. Well, just Santa, and we'll just have Sleigh. Santa and Sleigh. We all one. We'll just do like a quick pass over it. we'll just dark that up real quick. There, like the bench he's sitting on. We'll grab this black for the boat. Then give him some gray for the top. Just fold it over. And then what? Some kind of silvery. I'll do like a bluish gray. Sandtoad or maybe ribbit claws. Santa croak? That's, you know what? I haven't even thought. I was just thinking Santa frog, but yeah, I haven't come up with anything creative for him. It just looked snow or like cool or like metallic-y enough, metallic-y. Again, any children that are watching this, make sure that you don't actually repeat some of those words. Metallic-y, people are gonna laugh at you. People will just laugh. You're like, you've been listening to Braxton again. And you'll be like, guilty as charged. And there'll be a whole conversation. Is that the the most thought you've ever put into the name for Santa Frog? Don't listen to that guy. Don't listen to that guy. Metallic-y. Mr. Hefe. Well, it's a sim. It's an almost. They're almost like Metallica, but not quite. They don't quite nail it. So it's Metallica, Metallic-y, Metallic-ish. Just a little indicator here. We'll paint this in more nicer. More nicer. It's so difficult to get through this stage because everything just looks like total crap. Oof. I mean, eventually it gets better, but for now it just looks like it just looks like, you know, it looks terrible. It's gotta look It's got to go through the ugly duckling phase, like the baby bird stage. Their hit song "Enter the Sandy." It's got to have like a question mark at the end of it though, so because they never quite nail it, so they're always kind of like, did I do it right? Metallica-ish. Enter Sandy. Oh no, don't say that. And that's not a good one. Enter the Sandy. No, that's not good. Let's just not use that one. I don't know if that's good. Because my brain just heard it this other way, and I really don't want to, let's not do that again. Let's just stay away from that. Okay? Alright. Deal? Deal. Look at how terrible this is. Let's just focus on this. Everyone look at how terrible this looks. Huh? Look at that. Is that distracting enough? This looks so bad. Ride the light switch. Master of Puppies. I like that one. Master of Puppies. That's a good one. Ride the light switch. You can't do that. You can't ride a light switch. Man, this is gonna be so awful. Look at this. This runner I just barely drew at all. What I need to do is just construct one with the with this thing, the line tool, the shape tool, and then just copy it and bring it over, because this is just deplorable. Okay, one last shot here before we sign off. Sorry for those who got here late. I know if it helps, we can start later in the day. I don't have the 4 o'clock thing in the afternoon now, because we don't have peak time in the winter. So I could do that. Fade to gray. Oh, that's a good one. Really excited to perform for all you tonight. Okay, so this is the last look here before we start rendering. We will render tomorrow. We'll switch off this here, and we'll start rendering him out, and we'll also render this middle part, where we'll turn off the there. We'll turn that off, and we'll start to render that out too. And I think this is gonna be adorable. I think this is gonna be great. Oh, you haven't seen this one? Which part? Or which? Hopefully I'm tracking what you're saying. This is gonna be the middle part here is gonna fade out when we start the stream, and then this part here will be open, and that's where all this will be shown as we're working. So this part that we're seeing now will be the overlay. But this is the kind of waiting offline screen, and it'll say like starting soon or something like that. I don't know. We'll try to put together like a jank version of it early. So I want to get at least the animation of him done within the next, well, I guess by next weekend. I want to finish the head part of him and get him working, up and running on my corner of my screen in my, my little, what is it? What is it called, anyway? The Auto Tube, I think it is. Something like that. That's the little PNG app that I use for this model. So hopefully we can get him talking. And then we can be using all this throughout as we do all that. You know, as we keep working throughout November and December. And if we get this finished before the end, then we'll be able to use all this and we'll create, you know, we'll start some other project for Christmas. Okay. I want everyone to have a really great day. Try to stay warm. Go buy a pair of rice gloves. And, here, let's save. And I'm out. I'll be back tomorrow.